Hey y'all, my name is Erica. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my bathroom. Today's video is going to be very different from what I normally do. It's going to be a declutter, organize, clean, clear out some toxins video. I have been working on this for, I guess, like a couple weeks now. I started last week by sharing on my Instagram, on my personal Instagram, about how I was reorganizing my kitchen. Basically, we've lived in this house for about 2.5 years, and everything in the kitchen seemed to be like all over the place and crazy, and the storage wasn't exactly being utilized as well as I thought it could have been. I also love to buy stuff in bulk, so I had like bulk food in different places all over the house, and it was just a mess. So I ended up having my husband build me like a special shelf inside of another cabinet so I can store my bulk food better, and I'm just still rearranging everything in the house. I'm also trying to declutter. We're gonna have a garage sale in August, and I wanna just kind of get rid of a bunch of things that are no longer serving us, things that are not really my style anymore, or just things that I feel like we've outgrown as a couple. A lot of the stuff in our house came partly from my home and partly from my husband's home before we got married, and it's kind of just mismatched and none of it really goes. So I'm going to be working on some upstairs bedrooms later, but the first thing I wanted to really tackle was the bathroom. So first I'm going to give you kind of like a live look of what things look like right now. This is my husband's bathroom, like vanity space. He has 2 cabinets down below, as well as a drawer here full of stuff. Then we have the center cabinet here, which is crazy that we have so much space here, but inside of here we have a first aid kit, a bunch of sunscreen stuff, mask, a smoke detector that probably needs to be put up somewhere, like on the wall and in use, medicines, supplements, all that sort of stuff, backup sort of things here. This is like the biggest probably opportunity to really reorganize. I probably need to get some dividers, some baskets, things like that to just make things more streamlined. And I'm sure there is something that is expired in here, so we will tackle that too. Then down below we have more storage space, and here I keep our towels, some alcohol, some like rubbing alcohol, and then like some cotton things I got from Costco, toilet paper, wipes, a little bit of bathroom cleaning supplies, some trash bags. All could be used to be more organized. This is my space, definitely much messier than my husband's. And of course, like, he always makes fun of me because like all of the splash, but like he doesn't wash his face in the sink. He washes his face in the shower. So I'm like, you don't understand. Like, we splash the water up there. That's how it goes. Have a bunch of supplies here. We just installed this towel ring actually. So we got a new mirror. Hello mirror. And this was where the old mirror was, but we installed this towel ring because I didn't have one over here, but of course my towel is over there right now. Then I have a drawer full of makeup stuff that I tried to really declutter. I want to say like at the beginning of the summer maybe, which it's good for now, but you can see like, ugh, I've like been spilling makeup and stuff like all in this drawer because I basically pull the drawer open, do my makeup with a mirror right in front of it, and then it's just a mess. We have the scale. We have these 3 rugs in here. These are about to get gone because they are kind of a tripping hazard when you have the tennis shoes on. I'm gonna throw them into the washer and wash those. This is our like laundry basket. My husband puts his towel here. He takes more showers than I do. He like normally showers twice a day. So he puts his towel here so it really dries and he gets as many uses out of it. And then my towel just stays right here. Oh yeah, and like, you know, unmade bed. This is real life. And then my towel stays here because I don't use it. I just use it once a day. So it doesn't need to like have this full surface area to dry. Commode and things like that there, trash can, and then the shower. The shower does not have an overhead light on it, so it's like really a lot darker in here. Like, this is literally all the light we have in the bathroom. And so then we have like some supplies. I want to get like a more safer version of a loofah, or a more like environmentally friendly version, so something that I can reuse frequently. And then all of the supplies there, I'll be going through those. And then I forgot to show you guys down below here is all of my stuff, which is just embarrassing, honestly. Like, I feel like I'm an organized person for what you can see like in my kitchen and my living room, but this is just like, it's everywhere. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm probably gonna start with my husband's side because it's less daunting, and see what we can get accomplished today. So the first thing I did was pick up all of those mats. I really like those mats in our bathroom because I can just grab them and throw them into the washer. And our half bath is just around the corner from this bathroom, so I threw those in the washer as well just to get those going, and vacuumed up anything. I knew I was going to be sitting on the floor for a lot of this project, so I knew that I would need to just go ahead and give it a good quick vacuum so I could move around and not be basically getting all of those little bits of probably my own hair and makeup that ends up on the floor all over my pants. And then I just wanted to go ahead and just start wiping down everything on his side of the bathroom, giving the mirror a good wipe down. I don't have any newspapers in my house right now, which is normally what I use to clean the mirrors, but instead I did just the towel to just kind of get the cleaner in there, and then I went and grabbed some coffee filters. That's like a trick back from my restaurant days, that you can grab some coffee filters and that helps to kind of get it to where there's no extra little fuzzies or debris on the mirror after you finish. It gives it a nice clean wipe, and then I'm just wiping everything down. I used to have a housekeeper that would come once a month because I was working full time, and so we could afford that luxury. Now that I'm at home, we don't have that. So one of the things that she would always do is she would take everything out of this little bin on the countertop and wipe it all down. So I wanted to kind of do that same thing. Adam and I both have one of these little trays that sit near our sink and really just house all of the products that we kind of use on a daily or weekly basis, things that we want to have at our fingertips and available for us to put on quickly and easily. You'll see that I have substantially more than Adam does at his station, but this is just the stuff that we need to be able to grab quickly, and we don't want to have to open a drawer for them. So I'm starting with those items. And then I'm going to go ahead and move on to his drawer. We both have a drawer on either side near our sink. And I'm just pulling it out, throwing some things away, decluttering, looking for items that we're not using. Like there's random like electrical pieces in here and like screws, because Adam's always the person who's fixing little things around the house. So he just has those little trinkets. And so I just took those and put them on the kitchen countertop, and he grabbed them later and put them in the garage. So he knew he had those in case he needed those to fix something else in the house. So I started with this first drawer by spraying my Force of Nature cleaner into it and using just kind of a throwaway towel that I have in my kitchen underneath the sink. I keep a bunch of old washcloths, just the ones that we've had over the years that have been in bathrooms that are just not the ones you want to be using on your face anymore. Those are just my like cleaning towels. And what I do with those is I use them to wipe up spills, do dirty cleaning like this, and then they all just go into a laundry bin and get washed. This way I'm not wasting multiple paper towels, but I do have a stack of about 10 of these old washcloths that I'm using. You can see one sitting on the countertop right there. And after my one washcloth just gets really dirty, I just move on to the next one. On that first drawer though, I did make a mistake in the fact that I sprayed first, and on every other surface after this, I will be using the vacuum first and then spraying. That way I can pick up any of those loose pieces that are dry and then spray it down wet to get any stains or any globs of things that have made their way back into the drawer or any of the cabinets. Now I'm just arranging some things. Adam only has one divider in his drawer because he doesn't really have a lot of stuff in here. So I really just cleaned out his little divider and I put all of his like toothpaste items in there. And now I'm just kind of looking through the other things that he has in his cabinet. He has like his all of his chargers for his shavers, a bunch of nail clippers. I don't know why Adam has so many here, but it's actually convenient for me because I don't go into my nail selection to get nail clippers. I always just open his drawer when we need them because they're the closest to the door. And I'm just kind of arranging his stuff neatly in here. He doesn't, things are probably going to end up in different places later on, so it's not really a big deal for him because his organization is definitely different from mine. So when I organize things in my drawer, I know that they'll go back into that drawer, or for the most part they will, because I'm the one that arranged it there. So my mise en place is going to be a little bit different than his and what he looks for. Then I went down to his cabinet below the sink. So we both have a cabinet like this, a huge space below the sink, which it's so amazing to me because our home does not have a lot of closet storage in general. So we only have one closet downstairs that's kind of a community closet, and then upstairs we don't have a linen closet at all. We only have closets inside of the bedrooms, and so it's really surprising to me that our bathroom has so much storage in it. It's almost like I should really utilize this for things like linens or other things in the house, because there's so much room for things down here. I wouldn't put the linens underneath the sink because of the pipes and, you know, the risk with that, but there is a lot of opportunity you'll see in between our sinks. And then once again, I'm just grabbing my vacuum and my extension here and just vacuuming the corners as best as I can. And when I first did that vacuum in the beginning, I didn't hit the corners underneath the cabinets. So I'm kind of doing that as well, working as I go, so I'm not having to pull that extension out every single time. And you'll see there's that little blob there. I really thought that was like a stain of some sort that wasn't going to come out, but then I got it. I was really surprised. I don't know what it was. It has been there probably since we've owned this house, and I just like wrote it off as like not something that was going to come clean because it looked like it had been there forever. And now I'm just sorting through his items. So one of the big things I've been working on this past year, I am a Beautycounter consultant. I've been a Beautycounter consultant for almost 2 years now, 2 years in September. So Beautycounter really helps me to reduce the toxin load in a lot of my skincare products and reduce some of those endocrine disrupting chemicals, which I've been reading a book about that recently called Sicker, Fatter, Poorer. It's a great book about just the chemicals we have in our supplies that really can disrupt our hormones and cause a lot of problems that we don't realize. So it's been really eye-opening, and so I'm really looking through a lot of the products we have and trying to remove things. Adam uses such a minimal amount of products that his are not a super concern, but I still want to look into some of things like his body wash and his shampoo and conditioner. Then I'm moving directly over to the right in this in-between cabinet where we kind of keep our towels, our toilet paper. I have some cleaning supplies down here. You'll see I'm just breaking down this box because I only have a few bags left. There's no need to have the box down there. I have a one of those steamers, I guess, for clothes that I just pulled out. And I thought to myself, why is this in the bathroom? Like, I understand there's a plug in here, but I was like, this should really go in the closet. So we have it available to grab for our clothing. We have an outlet right outside of our closet that we could use anytime that we needed to actually steam our clothes. So I moved that to the closet. And really that's what I'm doing with this project, is just going, why is this here? This product doesn't belong here. We should put this where we use it most frequently. So I then vacuumed it out and I'm spraying everything down and trying to get the cabinets. I went through, I think, about like 10 or 12 of these just kind of like throwaway cleaning cloths that I have. I don't throw them away. I just use them and then throw them into the laundry bin. And I wash all of the cleaning towels at once on one cycle. As I was cleaning this out, I realized I had these baskets that I thought would fit perfectly, and sure enough, they did. It's so exciting when you can find things around your house and end up repurposing them without having to buy something else. So I went and grabbed these baskets and then just started filling them up with the toilet paper that I had down here. We do keep the majority of our toilet paper underneath this cabinet here, and then we do keep some in each bathroom, but this is kind of like the backup, the extra, the Costco stash that I have. And then the same thing with these wipes. So I keep the wipes in this little, well, I found this dispenser and I was like, I'm just gonna put one in the dispenser. And then I stored the rest in here. I get these also from Costco, which is why I have so many of them. And this was such a convenient thing because a lot of the times I will have to kind of get down on hands and knees just to be able to reach things in the back of this cabinet. And that's definitely not fun when it's tile floor. So now I have these cute little baskets here and I can just grab the handle and pull it out and I'll be able to see everything that's in the cabinet and hopefully nothing gets loose. So I have everything in its place, which it's such a huge blessing when you can just repurpose something like that. It feels great, and it makes me feel super accomplished when I find stuff like that. And then I thought I would get a little fancy. I have never rolled our towels before. And to be honest, the towels in here before were folded 2 different ways. I fold mine like a tri-fold, and my husband folds his in half when he does laundry. Now that I'm at home more, he's not doing the laundry as much. So I'm like, I think I'm gonna roll these up. And I did. So I started by doing the hand towels. And the way I fold my hand towels is I like to fold them the way that I would actually hang them on the towel ring. That way I can just grab it out and then pull it and just put it on the towel ring without having to do any extra fold. So I've already folded it the tri-fold way that I would actually hang it on the towel ring, which I think makes it just easier. I don't have to refold it before I hang it up. And then I went ahead and did this sort of like roll for my towels. And my husband's so funny. He did say like the next day when he had to go get a towel, he was like, wow, I feel like I'm at a hotel. Like all of the towels were like nice and neat and like they looked fancy. And I was like, thank you. I did that. Yes. So he really did appreciate that, which is really kind of fun when, you know, something a little extra that I did that I thought would be cute, he noticed. So that felt good. So then I'm just going to go ahead and wipe the exterior of these cabinets down. I'm just trying to give everything a good wipe down, finding little spots where I can, getting some dust off of things, just making it as clean as possible since I am doing kind of the deep clean. And when are you ever going to sit on the floor of your bathroom scrubbing the cabinets? Like this is the opportunity to do it. So now I'm working on my my sink, and you can see there is a ton of stuff, and I'm really just pulling everything out. I'm pulling everything out and kind of organizing it as I go. I found an old pair of glasses there. There's a trash can right there. I just chunked those because those were broken. And when I went back to my eye doctor, they told me like, hey, we can't fix these. So I had to get new ones. And so it's like, why am I keeping these? Why am I keeping these? So I went ahead and threw all those away. And then again, just hit it with my vacuum extension here. I'm just kind of pulling the vacuum alongside me as I go. After I vacuumed it all up, I went ahead and just sprayed it down with my Force of Nature cleaner, and then I'm just giving everything a quick wipe down. As I was pulling things out of the cabinet, I really tried to identify things that I knew I wasn't going to keep right away and just throw them away so I wouldn't have to touch things more than once. Now I'm going to start kind of organizing things back into the cabinet. So I went ahead and opened up a package I'd gotten from Primarily Pure. I have their Blue Tansy deodorant here, as well as I went ahead and grabbed their dry shampoo. So I love these 2 products from them. They also have face masks, which I do have one of their face masks that I've tried before. It's also great. They make a lot of face products, dry shampoo. They do it for light locks and dark locks. And then they have tons of different deodorant options. I have a link I'll put in the description down below if you're interested to try Primarily Pure. They have, you can get 10% off of your first order. Again, these 2 products, the dry shampoo and the deodorant, are ones that I use all the time. So now I'm kind of just picking up some items that I'm not certain if I'm going to keep them or not, but I wanted to check them in my Healthy Living app, which is done by the Environmental Working Group. They are a nonprofit organization that starts to really rate products based on their safety. So they do skincare, like personal care products, and then they also do household items. I think they do some food items as well, but I kind of just use it for the skincare, hair, body product sort of thing, as well as I started looking at some of my cleaners recently to kind of understand what was rated well and what wasn't. So here I'm just kind of scanning a couple items. Not everything is in the app, but it has a great database. So you can kind of start to understand what is in there, and you can also kind of see like, you know, do I even need this? I kind of made a decision about a few things there. I had some like jewelry cleaning wipes, and it was like, this should probably go in my jewelry box and not under the countertop. So I'm just sorting things out kind of in just different sections. There's a little first aid kit. Okay, that's going to go in the first aid kit. And then here, I just wanted to quickly show you guys what the Environmental World Group app looks like. It's called Healthy Living. So when you go in, you can either scan items if they have a barcode on them, or you can search their name. I had a couple of makeup items that I looked at, which I'll show you later in the video, that I just typed in the name because since they're such small makeup items, you know, I've already thrown away the exterior package. I don't have the barcode to scan. And you can see like that like liquid foundation was rated a 3. So a 3 is a pretty good number. It scales 1 to 10 for personal care products, with 1 being like, or maybe it's even 0 actually, 1 being incredibly good and 10 being incredibly bad. So now I'm looking at this lipstick that I have and it's rated a 5, and so I was like, okay, well that's not the greatest. You can kind of see how it color codes them. As they get closer to 10, the color gets a little bit darker. And then for the household cleaners and household products like that, it's rated a little bit differently. It's rated like A through F. So A is a great grade and F is obviously failing. So it's just kind of a different rating system, but I wanted to show you what it really looked like. So I did this for a couple of the different makeup items that I wasn't really sure what they rated. Over the years, I've kind of replaced most of my makeup with Beautycounter's products. So I don't have a lot of items that are different. And so I kind of evaluated like, okay, this lipstick is a 5. Is it worth it? And do I really even like this color all that much? So a couple items I ended up deciding to keep, and other items I just decided it's not really worth the rating, and I chunked those. So it really is up to you and your personal preference and what kind of toxins you're trying to remove from your lifestyle. This was just a big project for me though, is to go through all of these things and decide, is this rating worth it for me? Or do I not even use this enough for maybe it won't really matter so much? Like there is, like I have this like makeup setting spray that I'm searching for right now, and it is a 7, which is probably one of the highest products I have in my bathroom. But because I use it once in a blue moon, I did end up deciding to keep this one. I really decided to keep it because of how infrequent I use it and because of also kind of how expensive it was. I didn't really want to just chunk that and throw it away. So now you can see I'm starting with cleaning the countertops again. I kind of like worked my way down and around back up to this. So I'm starting off by cleaning up all of those splashes from where I wash my face every day and getting the mirror nice and clean. I started with a cloth and then I'm finishing it again with the coffee filter, which really helps to get a lot of those extra little spots gone. It takes a while to do this if you haven't done your mirror in a while. So that's kind of why it's taking me a good bit here to make sure I get it clean. And then I'm just going to remove everything off of the countertop, kind of put it to one side, and then start by cleaning off the countertop. I tested right there. I found this extension to the blow dryer, and apparently that didn't go to that blow dryer. So I just threw that away. And now I'm just taking all of the things on the countertop and kind of throwing them into this drawer. We're gonna tackle the drawer later. And throwing them into the drawer, whatever belongs in the drawer, and then leaving whatever belongs on the countertop. On the countertop, I leave my deodorant, my face products. I have some sunscreen there because I've been using a lot of sunscreen when I'm going on runs. I leave some hairspray here and just a few different items that I use pretty frequently. In the drawer, I put more of like my toothbrush, toothpaste, makeup, hairbrushes, things that kind of need to be like laid flat. So the rest of it in this little organizer here is just the things that I kind of use as it right after I get out of the shower. Not every day do I wear makeup, so the makeup always goes in the drawer, and then like body lotion and body oils kind of go here as well. I have gone through so many of these little throwaway towels now. It's just ridiculous how like long this is taking me and how many of these I'm having to use. Again, on my side, I am just taking each individual item and wiping them down. This is like really a small little touch that you don't think matters, but when you reach for that product and it is like dust free and it's just nice and clean in your hand, it feels like you just pulled it out of the box. And so it's just a little extra step that I wanted to take over here to make my bathroom feel a little bit more luxurious and deep cleaned so that I have a nice place and a good feeling after I get out of the shower. Then I'm gonna go ahead and rinse out this container, and I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this, but on the corner here, I have my soap dish, my soap little thing, and I ended up knocking it off and breaking it. Right there, there it goes. And I just kept cleaning with that little cleaning little organizer tray that I have there, and then I'm gonna just put everything back, and then I'm gonna pick up the glass off the ground. I will link down in the description below these foaming pumps that I have for my hand wash that Adam and I both have at our sinks. They are so convenient, and I just make my own soap and put it in there. But these foaming pumps are awesome. They do just fit like a 16-ounce regular lid mason jar. And so I just went ahead and found another small mason jar and replaced it and just said, that's fine. And it worked perfectly with the lid. So here you can see I've been using so much of my Force of Nature cleaner that I had to make some more. I have the little spray bottle here as well as the electrolyzing system, and I'm also mixing up more of that foaming hand soap. The Force of Nature cleaner is really awesome. If you guys are interested, I'll put a link down in the description box below. You can get $15 off and free shipping for a starter kit, which is what I have here. It's basically the system where you put water in this little machine, and then you add the little packet, which is vinegar and salt, and then it electrolyzes the water, and it creates a disinfectant, which is, non-toxic. So it's awesome to use, especially if you have kids or if you're concerned about toxins in your household. And then you just put it in the bottle, and then the spray lasts, I think, for 10 days. I always end up using it before then, but because it's electrolyzed water, like over time it loses its strength, or after 10 days it's no longer a disinfectant. So you want to make sure that you time it appropriately. But it takes about 10 minutes in the machine, and you'll see it started blue, and then the bottom is going to turn completely green when it's done. And then I'll just pour it on my spray bottle and keep cleaning. And then here I also have some of Dr. Bonner's Castile soap. I have the lavender kind. This is what I put in those foaming hand soap dispensers that I have in the bathrooms. Here I have done 1 cup of the soap concentrate and then 3 cups of water, and that makes a good mix to actually do foaming hand soap. I think I could even actually do a little bit less of the Castile soap, but this worked out really well. Each of our things stays full of foaming hand soap, and it is so inexpensive, and you don't have to worry about it having any of those crazy chemicals or fragrances that can be such an irritant to your allergies. And here I'm just pouring the bottle and filling it back up, and we are good to go and ready to keep cleaning. I also wanted to show you guys these storage bins. I picked these up from Walmart. I wanted to get plastic because I wanted to make sure if there was any spills that happened, I could clean it easily. And I got 2 different colors. They also had a teal color there, the same thing. The small storage bins, they were in 2 packs together, so it was like 2 pink and 2 gray were like packaged together. Those were $1.88, and then the medium ones, those are also $1.88. So I got a bunch of each, and I don't really know what the configuration's gonna look like yet, but I'm going to go ahead and start under my sink and use more of the peach pink ones for my sink, and then I use the gray ones for Adam, and then in between I'm going to use kind of a mix of both. And I'm just kind of taking the stickers off the outside and trying to decide what configuration is going to work the best to organize these. These were such easy bins. I had actually started off by going to the Dollar Tree because I thought that Dollar Tree would surely have something that would work. Everything I found at the Dollar Tree had like really angled sides, or was just kind of like a blue or a green, or it wasn't something like more of a neutral tone color. It was just all kind of like bright and cheeky stuff, and I just wanted something more neutral and plain that I could use down here. And again, I'm just deciding what's the best configuration. At first I was like, okay, I'll do all hair stuff in one and all body stuff in one. And then I was like, no, maybe I should do like face stuff in one. And then like I just kept rearranging it, realizing I didn't have as much, and I don't think I need as many bins down here. Now, after I have put everything, I've realized, okay, I don't necessarily have a bunch of backup soaps or body washes or lotions that I typically will throw down here. If I get close to the end of a package, I try to buy one to have a backup before it runs out. So I'm just figuring out the configuration. I think the way that I settled it was I did all my hair and body stuff in one, and then I did hair and then face and body in one. It got crazy. This is just me figuring it out. And under each of our sinks, we do have a little travel bag that we keep all of our travel items in, so that we're ready to go if we ever need to just pack up our bag for a trip. We don't have to like open everything and then put it back into the travel bag. We keep the travel bag just like stocked and ready with little individual packets of things, so we don't have to refill it every single time. So my travel bag has all of my hair, body, toothbrush, face products, all that sort of stuff. And then I just make an extra bag with the makeup that I'm going to take. And that is like a super packing tip, because I don't ever have to worry about getting all of that stuff. I just grab that black bag and I'm like, I know it's in here and I'm good to go. And then I decided to go ahead and take all these tampons out of these boxes and just put them in here, kind of just to make them easy to use and easy to grab. And that way I could just go ahead and recycle those boxes as well. I love to pull things out of boxes when I can. Those panty liners there, though, not that great of an idea because they're not individually wrapped in them. And again, this is right below the sink. So just in case there were going to be any sort of leaks, I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. We'll see. So I tried to pull everything as close as I could to the front, so in case there was a leak, I didn't have to worry about it. Same thing with Adam's sink. He doesn't have nearly as much stuff under here as I do, so I kind of was like, okay, this box will be like ear, nose, and throat sort of stuff. So it's like his Q-tips and his stuff for his contact solution, and then his toothbrush stuff. I think I ended up putting into a smaller container. So I just kind of organized some stuff. And then he has a bunch of different like shavers. I don't even know if they all still work or not, but I was like, I'm just gonna put them in this basket and then he can decide later if he wants to keep them all. And so I did that. And then this one basket that has the loofah in it, that's where I'm going to put any extra body wash, shampoo, or conditioner that I buy for him. I always try to leave some down here because he will get to where he will just run out of stuff and like he won't tell me. So I always try to check and make sure that I have what he needs down there so he can just grab the extra container. And then again, I'm just filling up these dispensers. The one on the left is the one that I had bought on Amazon. And the one on the right is just a new jar that I found in my recycle bin. And then I just put the lid from the old one on there since I had smashed it. It was really sad, but that happens. So luckily that jar fit perfectly. Otherwise I would have been back on Amazon ordering another one. And then here is my drawer. My drawer is so dirty. What you can't really see from this angle is that up against the handle, kind of really close, there's just a whole pile of just makeup droppings basically that have just ended up there from where I've tapped my brush, or it's just fallen off my face, or whatever it may be. So I hit it with the vacuum and then I grabbed the Force of Nature cleaner and we're going to town again, cleaning it up. And you can see I have a lot in the corners. I'm really trying to get that out as best as I can, but sometimes you just can't. Sometimes it's just that stuck on and you don't have, you know, enough cleaner to get in there and remove all the gunk. So I'm just taking everything out and then going to put it back in here, and I'm going to do a little bit of a different organization. I'm wiping out all of these bins as I do this, so I'm cleaning them in the sink and then drying them out. And then in the right one, I like to put all of my little brushes I use, or any hair supplies in general actually, because I'm going to end up just throwing in all of the hair bands and the bobby pins. I had some small organizers in here to begin with before this, and I just decided those did not fit here, because what happens is I'll just basically throw it back and then I don't get the bobby pins or the hair clips or anything organized as it should be, and then it just becomes a mess. So I just decided to leave them loose in this bin along with my round brush, my paddle brush, my just combs, all sorts of stuff that I have in there. Next, I'm doing the brushes. I keep all of my makeup brushes in one little organizer next to it so that they all kind of stay good. And I am just wiping down each one of these items before they go back in here, just to make sure that I'm picking up any extra dust, dirt, or anything else. And then I add my 2 little makeup palettes right in between these. I find if I do that, it kind of lodges everything to where it stays together. And I hadn't done this before, but these cotton rounds fit right up against the front and help kind of position everything and keep it together as well. So that was another thing that I found that worked really well. On the left side, toothbrush, toothpaste, retainer, which I never wear. I should wear it. I need to start back at that. And then some I have this Active Smiles whitening teeth stuff that I use at night, and then floss. And in the very back bin, of course, all these bins are mismatched because I just went around the house and looked to find things that would fit in this space and fit tightly so that I wouldn't have to worry about it sliding around. Because if it slides around and there's extra space, that means things end up in between them and it just doesn't work the way that you would think to. So I was looking for a tight fit here. So in this back area here, I am just cleaning all of the makeup products, and I started by first putting everything back in there, but then I decided I'm just gonna first put all of the safer skincare or the beauty products back in here that I know I'm going to keep, and then I'm gonna use that Healthy Living app once again to look things up and see if there are any opportunities for upgrading or removing some items that I don't need. So right now I'm just basically throwing in all of the Beautycounter items that I have and just cleaning off the outsides of them. And then at the end here, I'm gonna show you kind of a pile of the makeup that I had that wasn't Beautycounter, that was just a little bit of a different thing. So I had all of these products here that I checked on the EWG app. And basically what it came down to is these had to go because they weren't on the app at all. They're like a Victoria's Secret one and then a random one my sister got in this little box she ordered online. These were on the app and were not rated well, a 5 or above basically. And then out of these, I decided to just chunk the lipstick and the eyeshadow, and I chunked basically all of the gloss. And the only thing I actually ended up keeping was that Urban Decay face setter. And then this e.l.f. eyeliner, a nude lipstick, Revlon eyeliner, and then this Urban Decay foundation. These scored a 4 or less. I think most of them were actually 3 or less, and because I don't wear a lot of these all the time, it was okay, well, 4 or less is perfectly fine for me. So I kept all 4 of these items, and I'm just gonna show you, I'm putting them straight back into the bin here because I'm keeping these. And then I did decide, like I said earlier, to keep that Urban Decay face setter. It is a 7, but it was an expensive product and I really only use it for very nice date nights. There you have it. Everything is done and organized. Okay, so this is underneath Adam's sink. We have the travel bag. This one's gonna be for more teeth stuff. It's toothbrush replacement heads, the case, the flossers. Back there is his electric shavers and some shaving cream. This one I'm gonna use for more of the backup supplies. Normally I have several things of shampoo, conditioner, and body wash in here for him, but I'm searching for some better options for those. So right now he just has 1 bar of soap that he has in here until I can find safer options for all 3 of those items for him. I'm having a really hard time finding men's options for these. It seems like women are more concerned with this, so there's more options for that stuff. Over here, this is more face, ears, and eyes. So a bunch of his stuff for his contacts, Q-tips, that sort of stuff. Under here, I ended up with the hand towels, the washcloths, and then we have several dirty towels right now, so we only have 1 backup here. All of the toilet paper, and then the wipes and extra toilet paper. I typically have a lot of toilet paper on hand because I buy it from Costco. On my side, I don't know if I'm gonna need to add more bins here or not. It's definitely possible, but I have my travel bag. I have personal women's care items, my nail supplies. This is the bin I'll probably have to add more to. This is body and face. So I have extra lotion, body wash, deodorants, contacts, just kind of everything. So I might have to make this like 2 separate bins or add another bigger bin to this, because I do normally have several backup containers of Beautycounter supplies, which I have a few on the way right now. So I might have to add another container here. And then I have kind of like my hair stuff. So this is like a backup conditioner, dry shampoo, the blow dryer, as well as the straightener. And then back there some like homemade like like lotions and like bath bombs and stuff I got for Christmas one year. So a bunch of different stuff there. I might be taking that bag upstairs because I don't have a bathtub down here. So I'm waiting to label these until I can kind of figure out if I need more. And then also I don't know if I'm going to have to write on them or if a label will stick, because they are kind of like porous. Not porous, they're just like a little bumpy. So I don't know if it'll actually work the way I think it will. But then in here, I have all of the sunscreen and then some aloe stuff in here. And then, of course, this is sorted. Well, kind of sorted. Well, it was sorted. So I have these 2 items here that need to be used up first because they're almost gone and they are not the Safer sunscreen. I have more sunscreen ordered. I bought some Safer sunscreen as well. So that's kind of like a work in progress. I'm not a fan of just like throwing the stuff away if I know we can use it. So Adam's probably going to be using these while I use the Safer stuff until we can kind of get some more stuff that he likes. He really likes the spray stuff. So I have to figure out how I'm going to do that for him because there's not a lot of spray options that are safer. Then I have the big first aid kit back there, which is just like a backup extra stuff. I bought some more hydrogen peroxide. This was expired. I have a bunch of alcohol backups, rubbing alcohol, all of my cotton swab backups. And then these bins here, I was really hoping that the bigger bins would fit, but you can see they don't exactly fit. They fit, but you can't do them this way and close it. So not so great. But here I have all of my supplements and vitamins, and then like these even like emergency packets. Here is more like the allergy meds. We don't normally have a lot of this on hand because we don't have a huge allergy problem in our house, but I like to have this stuff here for when other people come over. And then also like maybe Rebel will need some Benadryl sometimes. So these are brand new packs I had to buy because the other stuff was expired. I don't know if I'll put something else in here too. So for now I just have vitamins and supplements, allergy stuff. This bin is just like pain meds and prescriptions. So just a bunch of pain meds and then prescriptions that we have in here. So I might put the prescriptions over here instead and just as pain meds since this one's kind of full. And then this one has like cold stuff, like the cold and cough stuff. So some like cough syrup, cough drops, some extra Kleenex packets that I just didn't really know what to do with. So they're there. Down here is more of like the first aid stuff. Again, like where does Tums go in this equation? I don't know. And Adam kind of laughed at me. I was like, I just threw it in the first aid kit because he uses these pretty frequently. So I put those down here, just a bunch of different Band-Aids and stuff that's like extra packets, some extra masks, Bactine, hydrocortisone cream. There's like Neosporin on there and stuff. And this has actually already been used since we've put it in here. My nephew needed a Band-Aid. And then this one, I had this little container here filled with essential oils. So I just put one of these small bins down here. I could probably maybe fit, yeah, I can fit 2 here. So I may, you know, see if I need to add some extra stuff at all. It just kind of depends. I'm sure as time progresses, like because there's this open space here, things are going to naturally find their way here. So I do have an extra bin. I have 4 extras of these and then 2 extra small ones. And this bin is kind of oversized for this, but I like to keep these close to the diffuser, which we have in our bedroom. And so I don't want to like move them somewhere crazy. I want to keep them where we can use them. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button as well as the subscribe button so you guys can stay tuned in to when I post more content just like this. Over the next few months, I'll be doing more of these organizations and decluttering now that I am home full time and am able to remove more of the toxins of our life.